Hey guys, welcome back to our latest newsletter. Guess what this one's about? I'll give you three guesses. We get questions all the time. What routers do we recommend? And where we don't necessarily recommend you have to use a specific router, the only ones that we don't recommend are plunge routers. The plunge router just is way too big, way too bulky. That's just something that you don't want to mess with. You don't need it. Again, our recommendation is if you're just starting out and you don't already have a router, it's not a bad idea to go to a flea market and find a good, decent router, even a pawn shop. If you've got some pawn shops in your area, just don't go out and spend a bunch of money on a router when you don't know whether this is going to work out for you. So we just talk about being wise with your money, so you're not going out and spending a bunch of money that you don't need to. Sorry about that background noise. That's our animals in the back. Dad's going to go herd them up right now. Anyway, so now if you are going to go buy a new router, we got several different things to talk about. This here is the Porter Cable Model 100. This is the one that you've seen me use over and over and over in a lot of the videos. Unfortunately, this is no longer available. It's a discontinued model. The one that has replaced this one is this one, which is the model 690LR. And I like it. It's a great router. The only problem is it's kind of big, kind of bulky. It's not near as easy to handle on detailed stuff the way this one is. So that being the case, this will work great for doing your edges on your boards. It will even work good on your detailed stuff, but I suggest to use something a little bit smaller. So this is a 690LR. It's a great router. If that's what you got, go with it. But I'm going to recommend a brand new router that I've never recommended before. Now this is a Dewalt. I got this. I really like Dewalt tools. This one, however, is probably the same problem that you're going to have with the 690LR. So the 690LR looks like this. I'm supposed to move it into that area. You got that, Dad? Okay, good. So that's the 690LR. Again, a great router. It's just kind of big and bulky for detailed stuff. This Dewalt, the DWP611, is a great router also. But again, the same kind of thing. It's kind of heavy. It's kind of bulky to move around on your detailed stuff. So one of the things that I did like about the Porter Cable is that you could always get this clear base as an aftermarket kind of deal. Porter Cable makes it, and it's got a replaceable base. Just unscrew that one and screw this one on. For visibility, it's great. So that's one of the things that I did like about this particular router, is because it's a clear base. So that being said, I was walking around Lowe's the other day, a few weeks ago, and I got the idea to try something, and I want to share it with you guys because it's worked out. This is what they call a compact router, or it could be called a trim router, a handheld router. This particular one is a Dewalt DWP611. Now, if you go to Google or go to a search engine and you type in Dewalt DWP611, it's going to look different than this one right here because I've modified this to make it work. One of the modifications, I'm going to take the router motor out. A couple different modifications to this. See these handles? They weren't there originally. I just took some JB Weld and I've got some drawer pulls, and I actually liquid steeled JB Weld onto this so I'd have handles. When this comes in the box, it doesn't have handles at all. You would just grip it with your hand. That's why they call it a compact router or a trim router. So I'd find some handles if I were you. If you're going to do this, find some handles that feel good to you. These worked really well for me. The other modification is when you get this router, this hole, it's not there. So that creates a couple problems. Number one, the biggest problem is you've got no light coming in from the back side of your router. You're carving from this side, but you got no light coming in from this side. That's the biggest problem. The second problem is there's no place for that sawdust to escape. So that's what this hole has worked as. All I did really is I took a hole saw and I cut this original hole with a hole saw. a metal cutting hole saw. I think it's about 2 inch. And then I removed this base and I cut the rest of it out just with a metal cut and hacksaw. And it gives me plenty of light. There's plenty of exit room for the sawdust. And again, it's got the clear base. It comes standard with that. So I really like this, guys. It's taken me a few weeks to get used to it, but I highly recommend it. It's just a single wrench setup with the shaft lock. So the shaft just locks in place, makes it easy to switch the cutters. It's got a great little lock-in. That's all there is to locking it in place, and to adjust your depth, you're just up and down. So it's really a neat little router. Again, it took me a few weeks to get used to this, but now that I'm used to it, it's definitely my favorite router. I highly recommend it. Now, the bad thing about this is it's variable speed. So it says it cuts, I think, 37,000 at top speed. I don't know about that. I haven't checked it out to make sure. But keep it at top speed the whole time. Keep it on 6. That's your highest speed. And I think it says it cuts from 17 to 27,000 or 37,000. But keep it on your top speed. It'll work the best for you. But it's a great little router. And now that I'm used to it, I don't want to cut with any of these other routers. So that's just my my little information for you on routers. So if you're in the market for buying a router carving the kind of signs that we're carving, that we're teaching you, the DWP611 compact router made by Dewalt, terrific little router. I think you'll really like it. So that's about it for now. We're going to film some more here real quick. Next one's going to be on some colors. So keep checking back, and don't forget to go and subscribe to our channel. That way you'll know when all the new ones come out. Thanks, guys. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.